Hi, John Sartin here with the Rio Grande Jewelry Tech Team. You know, there's a few things to consider whenever you're purchasing sterling silver sheet for your next project, and that's what we're going to cover in this video. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, in the description below you'll find a link for sterling silver sheet. If you're watching this on our site, just type in sterling silver sheet in our search box. Let's get started. Gauge is the thickness of the sheet. Gauge is a little counterintuitive because higher the gauge, the thinner the sheet. For example, this 28 gauge is much thinner than this 14 gauge. The gauge of the metal you select will often be determined by the end use of the items that you are making. For rings and bracelets, you would want to choose a thicker gauge to hold up to the wear and tear which those forms of jewelry are subjected to. I personally recommend 20 gauge and thicker for those items. With rings, I don't like to go any thicker than 12 gauge. Beyond that, it becomes uncomfortable between the fingers. For earrings, thinner gauge is preferred for its lighter weight. A good starting point would be 24 gauge, which is also a good starting point for pendants and pins. However, it depends on the look and the feel of the piece you are making. Design of your piece will also influence the gauge you select. A thicker material looks more substantial, while thinner material is more delicate. A thicker material can also accept a deeper texture, making it more visibly striking. Hardness is another consideration. Sterling silver sheet is available in dead soft, quarter hard, half hard, and spring hard. And the hardness of the sheet is a changeable state of metal. For example, if you take dead soft sheet and you hammer it to create a texture, you will work harden it, making it quarter hard, half hard, or even spring hard, depending on how much hammering you do. If you then solder a bezel cup to this piece, you will anneal it, returning it to a dead soft state. So, if you are performing any soldering to a piece, then you will want to choose dead soft, since soldering will anneal it to a dead soft state anyway. If you are planning on doing a lot of forming or texturing to the metal, with no plans to solder anything to the piece afterwards, then dead soft is also a good choice. It will be easier to form, and once the piece is completely textured and formed, it will be work hardened, giving you a durable piece. If you are doing minimal forming, laser engraving, laser cutting, or piercing, with no intention of soldering, then half hard or spring hard is a good choice. Knowing what you are making and what you want it to look like when it is finished will help you decide on the gauge and the hardness you need to purchase. I hope this information has been helpful, and if you have any questions, contact us.